All right, what's going on, Steven?
Nothing much, nothing much.
What's up, people? Sniper Sports, live from the 808. We shoot you straight. This is Joey, and with me as always is Steven.
What's going on, everybody?
Man, another week in the books. We're down another week. College football, NFL. We're going to start off with maybe college, and there were some fights this weekend, too. We had Canelo Alvarez fighting Edgar Berlanga in New York.
Yeah.
And, man, I really enjoyed that. I watched that fight this week. A lot of build-up on that fight leading up to the beginning of the fight, but man, I thought Steven Canelo just looked masterful. I thought it was one of his better fights. Berlanga, the younger contender, high knockout ratio, bigger guy, strong fighter, but he was just simply no match. Canelo took him to school. I think maybe you could have gained Berlanga round one, but other than that, Canelo shut him out, even knocked him down, and Berlanga, towards the end, to me, was really just looking to hang on and survive that.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I think that there's so many different levels of this with Joey when you're talking about fighting with boxing. And Berlanga looks like a strong, young fighter.
But an inexperienced one.
Exactly. When you're fighting someone like Canelo or like a Tank or some of these other past fighters, they had power, they had speed, they just had so much more to go. And for Berlanga, I think another aspect you can look at it, I think it's great for him. I thought Canelo fought when he fought Floyd as he was younger.
Right,
you just saw that he bought up more because he understood the fight game, understood what it needed to be. So for a young man like that, I think it was a great opportunity. You know, it's awesome of Canelo to do it.
Yeah.
To show love after the fight, but I agree with you. Canelo just kind of
too much for him, right? Too much experience.
It's too much. It's just.
And Canelo was classy at the end because there was a lot of trash talking. I don't know if you guys checked it out, but there was a lot of trash talk. It was a really good card, too. Caleb Plant fought. He got a 9th round stoppage, TKO win. Rolly Romero, guy who talks a lot, fought Tank and lost to Isaac Pitbull Cruz. He got a W. Didn't look spectacular, but he got a decision. So it was a good fight card.
I agree.
But I'm not sure where Canelo goes from here. Of course, there's talks. Benavidez, I don't think that will happen. There's also been some talks of Terrence Crawford wanting to fight Canelo. I don't think Canelo's too interested in that. Kind of because he feels like it's a no-win situation, Steven. Being that Crawford's a few weight classes below him. If Canelo wins, he'll say, hey, I should have won. And should he lose, he's really taking a chance of tarnishing his legacy. But I don't know where he goes from here. There's a couple fighters at super middleweight that would make a good fight for him. But Canelo's king, man. He can do what he wants to do.
Exactly. He is king. That's it.
Yeah. So that was enjoyable this weekend.
Yeah. Another crap talking. Moving on to different sports.
Yeah.
Football.
Oh man.
A lot of smack talk we saw this week with Colorado State playing Colorado. Yep. I really enjoyed it thoroughly. They felt that they should have won last year because of what had happened and the missed plays. And what a game. What a game, Joey. I mean, you can.
Hey, it was a good game. All the stars balled out, right? Travis Hunter, Shador had over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns. But I really want to give props to Colorado's defense. They showed up. It looks like they put their heart, their grit, their pride in this game. And even though I think Colorado State had about 340 yards of total offense, they were able to hold them in between the red zone, the end zone, whatever you want to call it. And Colorado State only scored 9 points. And that was really what we needed to see from Colorado, an improvement on D, so Shador doesn't have to go out there and drop back 50 times a game and take all those hits and really, will his team to, be like how Caleb was last year, putting up 40 points every game. So big win for them. I like it. Colorado starting out 2-1. They have a winnable game next week against Baylor. Not a pushover, but they should win that, Steven. And I'm a big fan. You know that. I think Shador's a heck of a quarterback. Travis Hunter, man, he's got to be one of the best players in college football to play both ways like that. Had a couple touchdowns, 100 yards, had a pick. It was just amazing, and I just think college football is exciting and a much more, marketable brand when that team is rolling.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to love everything that came out this week because Colorado didn't talk that much. They let Colorado State do a lot of the talking, as you were saying. And for me, that was the biggest thing. I think this is where Colorado's the most dangerous, where they don't really say anything. They're just really focused on their opponents. They know what they need to do and what they're capable of doing. And so for me, I hope they can continue this. Hey, nothing wrong after you win. Celebrate, do your thing. Get all out of their system. Come Monday, Tuesday, you're back and focusing on the task at hand. And that's Baylor this week.
I agree, but you got to win, Colorado. That's the main thing. You stop winning this talks. It just looks like talk, and it's silly to talk a bunch and you can't produce results. But they got the W. That was great. Some other teams in college football. I know Georgia had a scare.
Oh,
Close game from Kentucky there. I didn't see that coming. Low-scoring game, but they did enough to just eke out a victory.
definitely.
And stay at number one.
And we saw the rise of Arch Manning this week.
Oh, yeah.
Quinn Ewers
Longhorns, right?
He still had a good game, but he went out on an injury. But Arch Manning came in and just showed why he was the highest recruited quarterback coming out. Threw for 4 touchdowns, ran for 1 as they destroyed their opponent. And
Threw for 4 touchdowns and only completed 9 passes. Had over 200 yards, ran for 1, as you mentioned, Steven. Living up to the hype, I'd say, man.
I guess so.
That Manning DNA is real, right? Like,
is.
those guys know how to play quarterback. That's all I could say.
They do.
And he's at Texas. I mean, that's a huge school. So.
It is. So good on for Texas.
Yeah.
Another game coming this week. Your USC Trojans
Oh,
ranked
I'm
11th.
looking forward to this
Ranked
week,
11th,
baby.
so this is pretty high
Fight
for them.
on, Trojans. Going into Michigan off a bye week should be lovely. It's going to be a big game. I'll be watching it.
How do you think about this? You think USC has a chance, or
I think they have a good chance. Their defense is much improved. Miller Moss seems like the real deal at quarterback. We got playmakers like Zachariah Branch on offense. I think we got a good shot. It will not be easy, but I definitely give us better than a puncher's chance to win that game. I'll be watching. Pretty much who can execute. It's come down to execution. No doubt about it.
definitely? And for me, another game I'm looking forward to is Tennessee versus Oklahoma. I talked a lot about Nico and where they're at.
Right.
They're finally, I feel like they're playing some real opponents in Oklahoma. He ranks 15th. So I'm looking forward to that game and really hoping that Nico can come out and show his dominance. They're ranked 6th in the nation. Hopefully with this game they can kind of move up. But the top schools are pretty top heavy and they look pretty dominant this year. So
I hear that, Steven.
Yeah.
Hey, quick shout out to out of the 808, Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon had a big game this past weekend against
Nice.
Oregon State. Oregon State, not a top team, but always very put out a good product. They're definitely a tough team. They always give USC a lot of trouble. But
Definitely.
anyways, they absolutely stomped Oregon State and put up over like 40 points on them. And Dylan Gabriel's got this team at 2-0 in Oregon so far, so kudos to him.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's it. But stay tuned for college football this week. Please leave your comments if you haven't done so yet. Please subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate your support. Give us a thumbs up. That's all I got.
Until next time.